Pope Paul VI once said that no one can now escape the influence of advertising. Proof of this can be found in our everyday lives as we are bombarded by billboards, television commercials, and print ads every day, all forms of advertising. Because of the continual increase in advertising and the impact that it has on people's values, behaviors, and views of the world, church leaders met in 1997 to discuss ethics in advertising as part of the Pontifical Council for Social Communications. When considering advertising, 5 major questions may come to mind. What exactly is advertising in the first place? Is it good? Is it bad? If it has such a big impact on our lives, what moral principles need to be applied to it? And finally, what steps can we take to improve it? What is advertising? The Pontifical Council for Social Communications defined advertising simply as a public notice meant to convey information and invite patronage or some other response. Advertising is a broad field that can range from the very simple to the extremely complex. The 3 main types of advertising are commercial advertising for products and services, public service advertising for institutions, programs, and causes, and political advertising for parties and candidates. While these are all distinct categories of advertising, the answers to the following questions can be applied to all 3. Is advertising a good thing? It is important to note that advertising is not intrinsically good or intrinsically evil. It is a tool, and the way in which it is utilized can turn it either way. The Church desires to approach advertising with a positive attitude, choosing to see it as gifts of God, which, in accordance with His providential design, bring people together and help them cooperate with His plan for salvation. Advertising can, in fact, have many benefits to society. If produced in a rational, ethically responsible way, advertising can help sustain honest competition between businesses and help consumers to make prudent choices. This can help expand businesses and trade and contribute to new jobs and increases in income. Advertising can also be of help by informing audiences in an honest way of the ideas and proposals of political candidates and their parties. In a similar way, the media can be utilized as an instrument of the Church to spread the gospel message through messages of faith, tolerance, education, and morality. So advertising's not bad then, right? While we have already established that advertising is not intrinsically evil, it can have some negative effects on society if not used in a moral way. Advertisers often target vulnerable audiences, especially children. They also target human weaknesses and promote offensive values such as consumerism. In addition to promoting offensive values, advertisers often also promote offensive practices, such as ignoring our real needs, undervaluing women, and exercising violence and other sins against life, such as using abortifacients and contraceptives. Advertising can also be harmful by promoting harmful products and unjustly attacking political opponents. Perhaps one of the most major issues of advertising occurs when advertisers create needs for the public and promote an extravagant materialistic lifestyle. Blessed Pope John Paul II addressed this issue by saying, "It is not wrong to want to live better. What is wrong is a style of life which is presumed to be better when it is directed toward having rather than being, and which wants to have more, not in order to be more, but in order to spend life in enjoyment as an end in itself." To prevent these harms and injustices, it is important to apply certain principles when advertising. So, what moral principles should be applied? As previously discussed, advertising can either move the consumer toward what is good and true or towards what is destructive. Advertisers are morally responsible for their publications and should seek to move people toward the good instead of manipulating or corrupting them. Advertisers must respect human dignity and not exploit weakness or the vulnerable. While some symbolic exaggeration can be acceptable in advertising, advertisers must not deliberately deceive. If an advertisement is deceptive, it can rob the consumer of his or her freedom, as one cannot make a prudent, informed decision about a product when one does not know the truth about it. It is our social responsibility to promote authentic development materially, culturally, and spiritually. This includes rejecting the promotion of lavish, wasteful lifestyles, the practice of which can lead to a society that is only concerned with material goods and ignores human dignity and the common good. This kind of honest communication rooted in moral principles results in a better community as it leads to solidarity. The Catechism of the Catholic Church speaks about the link between communication and solidarity by saying that solidarity is a consequence of genuine and right communication and the free circulation of ideas that further knowledge and respect for others. Certain actions can be taken to enact these moral principles and lead to better communities. So what should we do? The Church does not want or expect advertising to be eliminated. She should use advertising to her advantage to spread the gospel message and include media education in her pastoral plans. It might be prudent to limit the amount of advertising that one is exposed to. The public should be informed about advertising, and advertisers should be reviewed and critiqued. Personal sacrifices may be required, but advertisers and the public should both be prepared to take whatever consequences may come to stand up for what is right.